Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is the second to last day already. That week flew by fast for everyone. I really do hope you guys enjoyed all the uploads. And also, this is a locomotive. Now, this locomotive, I was looking at scrolling online for my next locomotive as of December. And I realized that a lot of people bought or are selling off this locomotive. Well, what is this locomotive? It is a Lionel TMCC Rail Sounds 4. Pretty sure it's Rail Sounds 4 because it's not 5. SD60. The SD60 is, well, it's part of the SD series line, and this is row number 6552. It's a really good runner. I would highly recommend picking up one of these if you haven't. It's got great detail. It's got great sound. For the most part, it doesn't have the 8 revolutions, the revs that you get up to, the RPMs, but it does have a really good horn, really good bell, which I really like. It's a good locomotive. It also runs on 036, which is what I'm running on. Probably maybe smaller. I do not know. I don't recall. And this engine also has a really good smoke unit. So where you put the smoke in is directly down the stack right here. Has a whole bunch of fans, and we're going to go in for a bit of a close-up of shots of this locomotive. But I thought about this locomotive at York, but I know some people are buying it online. Well, I went to the York show looking for a Lionel TMCC2, so technically early legacy SD40-2. Online, someone is selling them, and I'm really hoping to pick up one or two of the locomotives, or maybe something kind of Norfolk Southern, maybe Conrail, maybe some Heritage Fantasy schemes or something. But I'm trying to keep it more Norfolk Southern because this is one of my favorite railroads, if not one of the favorite railroads. Probably my top 3 favorite railroads of all time. But anyways, so yeah, I picked this up at York at the trains.com. That's trains with a Z.com at York. I went to the Friday show, skipped school because my parents are cool like that. But yeah, so we picked this up from the trains.com. They just got it in. They didn't even put it on their website yet. So I said, does it run great? And they're like, yeah, it runs great. So I was like, all right, can you hold this for me for 5 minutes while I go walk around and think about it? Sure. Came back, bought it. So yeah, I picked this engine up. It's 0 hiccups. So I'm super excited, and I'm super happy I picked this up. Now let's go in for more of those close-up shots. So popping down onto the front of the locomotive, here we have our Lionel TMCC SD60. But as you can see, it's a gorgeous looking locomotive. Now, note that this is a paint scheme before they had the horse head in their logo, which we'll see in a little bit. But so yeah, there's the thoroughbred right here on the front, and you have these nice white stripes running down the sides here and here. You have a brake wheel right here. I don't think it spins, it's just kind of there. Here we have our handrails. These are metal, and they are really well attached. So yeah, we have is our headlights, our 2 operational marker lights, and 2 ditch lights. Now these don't alternate like some of the new legacy locomotives that have came out pretty recently that have the flashing when they kind of blow the horn or bell, whatever. But they are pretty cool nonetheless. We have an electric coupler down here at the front right here, and we also have this plow attachment, which is a really nice piece. It's just a piece of plastic, but it looks really cool. Here we have the nose of it, and we also have some safety tread, and the sides of the steps, which take a look in a second. They are yellowed, and there are also some MU hoses and safety hoses down behind the plow attachment, which I'll show you on the back end. But yeah, there's also a door right here that does seem to open sometimes. It never opens when I want it to, when I'm showing people, but it is there. There are windshield wipers on the head of the locomotive. This is got 2 light bulbs inside of the cab. There are no engineers. Yeah, you can see the bit of the motor right here, which honestly, I don't really care because I don't care about the inside. It's the outside and the sounds and the running that I really care about. So yeah, this is a really nice hood front of it, and I'll show you guys the second right now. On over to the side of our locomotive. Here we have a very nice painted uh, yellow striping with our steps here. That's obviously the way the engineer and driver get into the cab. Here we have two clear plastic inserts which allow you to see into the locomotive, but there is no driver. We have a handrail that runs down the entire length of the locomotive. Here we have the row number 6552, which is very nice and legible. I really like it. It looks really clean and crisp. Here you can see the beginning of our locomotive, which will take a sec and look at that in a minute. Here we have just some small little jerts out of the locomotive, which I think are give the locomotive a little bit of character. Here we have these great and really well detailed, kind of like a glass, like a glossy finish-ish, truck side frames. These front two are driven and also have flanges, but this middle one right here doesn't have flanges. Just a bit of grease and stuff gets that going really well. Here we have NS and the classification of the locomotive, 6552, and we also have some very tiny print which you cannot read with your human eyes, but there is print that are real, and I can't read that because my eyes don't zoom in. So here we also have the fuel tank assembly right here. Just a big black boxes where the speaker of the locomotive is located, which is a nice little area where I feel like it's smart. And here we also have just another panel and some more signage right down here. Here we have the side of our SD60, and here you see the logo. Now this may look a little bit different from all the other logos that we've seen before for Norfolk and Southern. This is their original logo without the horse inside of that logo. There's normally a horse. I can't remember where. Normally located here on this. There is Norfolk and Southern written right here. There is a little red striping here. It says danger 600 volts. And then also you can see we have our horn right here. We got a few little panels on top. Here is where the smoke comes out at. Right here. Kind of hard to see. I'll show a top view. But we also have our 3 fans right here. And we also have the continuing of the handrail that runs down to the back end of the locomotive, which looks really, really sharp. Same kind of truck design. I got some of those hoses that kind of end. And we also have a oil or something probably right here. I don't know. All I know is that this looks really cool. Here we have the back end of the locomotive. Now, the back end of this locomotive is nothing really big and special, but I would feel like it's pretty neat looking. So, we have here our rear electric coupler, which I guess I will throw. There it is. Rear electric cover. And then right here we have our handrails with also, forgot to note that there is a chain here and on the front. I'll throw a video of that right there. Here's the back end, and you can see the other side of the thoroughbred that we had in the other side. As you can see, we have directional lighting. That should be facing the other way. That is facing backwards, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, let me check one more time. Nope. The locomotive's now in front. But nonetheless, this is a really nice looking back end. Now here you can see some of those hoses a lot clearer in detail. So here I'm going into free cam mode because I don't have enough camera angle, but we're going to just take this at one step at a time and bear with me. So here we have our 3 fans on top. These do blow if you spin when you blow into it, but this isn't like the Vision Line Centipede where it got the cool little fans. So here we have some lift rings here and here, and also a handrail on top, and a whole bunch of lift rings also here. Here we have our fan assembly, black little fan and a few little hatches here, which I think are really cool, and We also have our smoke unit right here. This was just kind of chilling, but if you want to put smoke fluid into the locomotive, you obviously put it directly down the stack. This locomotive is a great smoker, and it looks really sick when it comes out. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not a rivet counter. I know you. But here we have our last fan and the cab assembly. So here we have just a giant fan. It serves no purpose like the other ones, but I thought it looks really cool. And we also have an antenna, I guess, for the top of the locomotive. And here you can also kind of see more of those jut outs on the side. There's nothing on this side, so I just wanted to quickly note that. But yeah, you have these two little random like little jut outs, and I think they look really cool. So here we have our Lionel TMCC SG60, and I'm going to show you how to grease it and also put smoke fluid into it. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your oil. I have Labelle. I'm going to pick up the locomotive, flip it. I always kind of recommend holding it kind of like a U shape, basically, kind of like a V-ish. Shouldn't have grease. Those spots. Gonna get that right there. One right there. Then also make sure you don't forget your pickup rollers, because that's the way we get power. Roll them. You can get the back set if you want. Get the other back set. Move that in. Right there. I will show a little bit more of an in close. Get your pickup rollers on your trucks. Go. And you can also grease. But I already greased my gears. And I would recommend greasing your locomotives about once, every once in a while. Depends on how much you run them. I run my trains a lot, so I grease my locomotives about once a month, and my gears probably once or twice per year. So that's how manage I would do. And then I'm going to grab your smoke fluid. I use JT's Mega Steam. Good smoke. I use no scent. I also have a coal fire scent, and I also have a bottle of MTH Premier Line Proto Smoke. So I use these pretty much. I'll make a mixture of between JT's Mega Steam and MTH Proto Smoke. I don't know if you're not supposed to, but I do. So yeah, what I do is I just take some, about a third to about half a container of JT's Mega Steam. I'll get it where you can. About a third of it to about half. Just gonna take off this top. Make sure you get all this fluid out. That's grease, basically. Take off the cap of your Proto Smoke, and I just kinda let it kinda fill it up a little. I like to do like a half and half consistency. Just gonna just flip it upside down like that. Maybe squirt some. Kind of get the juices in there. There we go. Put your cap back on your Proto Smoke. Also small Proto Smoke. One of the best scents. Change my mind. You got your little mixture. Shake it up a little bit just to kind of, get the chemicals all mixed together. And then fill up your little dropper. Put it right here in this little vent. Did about half. of my smoke unit was full, about half of it. So I put in about like 5 or 6 drops, about 10. They say I recommend put about 10. We're going to turn on track power. Turn on that stupid locomotive. Alright, now we're going to just turn on a locomotive by getting TMCC remote. I had this little, just 2, so I usually do. I use engine 5.2, aux 1. There we go. With my smoke unit's a bit, takes a second for the fan needs a little bit of help normally. So I'll let the smoke kind of build up in there, like get it, get the heating element going. And then once that turns on, alright, so smoke unit, just gotta give a little bit of down the smokestack, and the fan helps get the fan kind of moving. So some of the features it has. So you're hearing the first of 4 levels of RPM it has. So let's go through those real quick. Here's the 2nd level. Here's the 3rd. The 4th. And that's where it kind of maxes out at. So let's get these RPM levels. There we go. Here's the horn. Here's the bell. Here is some of the crew chatter. Here is the tower comm to locomotive. So normally when you start up the locomotive and get it going, you normally will get a standby sentence by tower comm, and then do aux 7, and then you have your clear through the depot, which 99% of the time, which I don't know if it's 100% sure, I don't know if I've just been unlucky or something, but I normally get just this line. That's what I normally get. So, it's real sounds forced. It doesn't have like all the advanced features, but what it does have over nowadays legacy locomotives is the road specific dialogue. So if I do aux 1 7, it says its road number, which is 6552, which is really neat, and its brand or railroad, I guess. So there's that. There's not much more to talk about. So yeah. You have the front electric coupler and your back. And there's not much besides that. And also by pressing aux 2 on your loco, you can turn off your headlights, which turns off the number board, says headlight and the ditch lights. And then by pressing direction, you get this little sound. So, yeah. With that, let's roll this thing out.